One of the things I have to talk about to people in my office that come in for dealing with other people, trying to figure out how to deal with other people, that if your question to me is, how do I make somebody blank? How do I cause somebody to change blank? How do I get this person to understand? How do I get my spouse to understand? How do I get my boss to understand? How do I get so-and-so to change their way? Even the question that will become a masking of those, which people think they're asking the right question, is how do I deal with blank? Now that one gets a little closer to what you should be asking. But here's my point. If you're asking me those first questions, I'm probably not going to have an answer for you, and here's why. There's nothing wrong with wanting to find better ways to communicate with the people around you, employees, bosses, spouses, anybody. There's nothing wrong with wanting to find technical logistic changes to change something, but people don't come to me because the profitability is low. They don't come to me because the machines aren't working correctly. They're not coming to me because they're having a little issue with a couple of disagreements of their employees. People are going to me because of strong emotion, because they know that whatever's going on, the employee, the spouse, the work, the money, whatever it is, they're ending up with a strong dysfunctional emotion, a very unhealthy dysfunctional emotion, meaning anger, anxiety, depression, guilt. I'm known as the angry Viking therapist, so a lot of people come for anger, but plenty of the other things we'll work with. But you're never going to get to actually being able to utilize or implement or correctly have work the technical problem, the logistical answer, the communication issue, if your emotion about that issue is out of control. If you're losing your crap all the time, I cannot stand this coworker, they can't be like this, it must not be this way, you'll never get to the logistical issue of fixing the things within the business, within your family, within yourself, within the world, if you're continuing to have these strong emotional problems, these dysfunctional emotions. And that's because you're still reacting inappropriately. Now, at no point in any of my videos, the times that people reach out to me, do I want them to become a pushover or to take something laying down or to be abused or used by employees, bosses, spouses, coworkers. But if you're still having these dysfunctional emotions, none of that stuff is going to actually work. You can go to all the leadership training classes you want to, but that dysfunctional emotion is going to continue to get in the way. What you should be asking is, how do I stop overreacting to the things that I don't like, to the things that I don't want, so that I can implement these new ideas? How do I stop overreacting because it's ruining my time with my family? How do I stop overreacting because it's getting me worked up at work and I think something's going to happen, I'm going to get fired or moved, or somebody else is going to get that promotion? That's where your reactions are taking you. You're worried about logistics or communication. It's not going to serve you. The problem is that I can't make them change, and you can't make them change. If you're the CEO or the director or part of leadership or management, of course there's things you can do to implement change within people, the system, those that work under you. Maybe implement change within your own family, your spouse, your kids. But you're not making them change with your demands. You're not making them change with your musts. You're not making them change. The change is going to have to come first within you. I'm not saying don't do the hard work to make those things work. The change is first going to have to come within you, because your anger is sending you over the top and going home with you. Your depression, your anxiety, your guilt. You need to be asking, what do I need to do to not overreact so much to these things that I know frustrate me, but aren't life-endangering issues. Well, you've heard me say it before. You'll probably hear it another, how many ever times you decide to listen to these. Or reach out, get some help, get some training, get some therapy, get some philosophy, get some ways to think more rationally. You're going to hear me consistently say your demands are irrational. It must be this way, it shall be this way, it has to be this way, they must do this, they shall not do this, they should treat me this way, I must do perfect or I'm crap. You must treat me with the respect I deserve or you're crap, and the world must give me what I deserve when I deserve it or it's crap. Those are the three demands that sound simple, but are consistently getting you in trouble, consistently getting you to these unhealthy emotions. I can't change the way they treat you. I can't change that they're lazy. I can't change that they gossip. What can I change? My irrational demand to a more rational desire of something that I can prove. Because my desire for the change, my want for the change, is going to allow me to calmly, and even though the emotion may still be negative, it's still healthy and rational. I'm frustrated, I'm sad, I'm disappointed, I'm upset, I'm remorseful. That is how you make effective change. Not by demanding it be a certain way. I understand that I work with a lot of type A people, public safety, military, and there are times in training, in combat, in war, in fighting on the side of the road, in dangerous situations, that there might be some demands. They're going to do it this way, or there's going to be something bad happen. The change is going to be made or something bad is going to happen. There are some rational demands out there, I would argue. I'm going to also tell you that most of yours are irrational because mine were. That's where my anger came from. It must be a certain way, it shall be a certain way. Maybe you've heard some of these videos or these words on other videos before. You know why? Because they're the real problem. It's not a light bulb moment every video. It's not a light bulb moment every session. There may not be the light bulb. There's philosophical change that you have to make. Stop demanding that they be a certain way. Start desiring the outcome you want. You'll learn to talk to people differently. You'll start to actually find out what's going on. You'll start reacting in a manner that is healthy and still negative and affect the change. Stop demanding or trying to understand how to make them change. You're the problem first. You're the problem first.